and welcome to Impact Africa, our online TV where we get to have conversations with diverse people and organizations who are impacting lives positively. Yes, this is me, Kemi Akiode Adebayo, aka Mama K. In today's program, I've got a young, determined, visionary young man, Mr. Tendai Gwenzi. He's the Chief of Operations, Thunderbolts Academy, which is based in Delft. Yes, we love Delft so much, so we're always in Delft. So my brother Tendai, you're welcome to Impact Africa. How are you?
I'm doing good. I'm doing very well. Thank you very much for having us here.
It's a pleasure. Tell us, Tendai, I know that name is not originally from South Africa. Yeah. Where's the name from?
So yeah, I was born in Zimbabwe.
Okay.
I come from a small town called Chitungwiza in 25 kilometers away from Harare. Yeah, I'm a Zimbabwean.
So, born in Zimbabwe, what position are you in your family? What language do you speak? Is it Shona? Is it what language do you speak?
Okay, so a little about myself. Yeah, I'm the first.
Before Cape Town, I want to know about Zimbabwe first.
Okay. So, from my mom's side, I'm the firstborn.
Okay.
From my dad's side, I'm the fifth.
Okay.
Right,
so you're from a big African family.
Yes,
Typical.
yes. So I did my primary school in Zimbabwe, and I also did my high school in Zimbabwe. In fact, I actually did my primary school in the rural areas.
Oh, okay. You were not a city boy.
And I'm not a city boy at all.
Was that because mom lived in the rural area?
No.
Or she sent you to Granny, Gogo, because you were naughty?
No. Unfortunately, my grandmother demanded me.
Okay.
You see, my mom was the only child, so her being married to my father's family, it was like, okay, you took away my child, you need to replace. And Tendai became the replacement.
Right.
So yeah, if it wasn't that she got old and a little bit ill, I don't think I would have even wanted to go stay in town or with my parents. We were that close.
Right.
So yeah, I did my primary school there, and then when she got ill, I moved to my parents' side and then finished my primary and my high school. That's where I found the love of handball before I even came to South Africa.
And what were you doing then with love of handball? Why handball? Because a lot of people don't. What is handball? Let's start with that. Netball, basketball, everybody knows.
It's even crazy. I actually come from a family that plays football. My dad was in the army, but played professionally for the army football. My brothers, they play football like crazy. And during my primary school, I actually played number 10. And then I loved the cartoons too much. So the day for selection, there was Conan the Adventure. And I was like, I'd rather do Conan the Adventure. So I didn't make the team. So the whole soccer thing went by.
Right.
Went to high school now, we had to have clubs. And if you don't have a club, you would get your the punishment from the headmaster or the teachers that are in charge. So it so happened that on the handball side, people could do whatever they want. It wasn't really organized, right? So it was the only place where you could go and actually be yourself and not do anything.
Wow.
But when we went there now, I just felt like, why not? This is fun. Like, first day I fell in love and I was like, yeah.
So how is handball different from football or netball? How?
Well, okay, so to describe
how many teams? Yeah, describe the sport.
To describe the sport itself now.
Because I'm just thinking, I actually don't know.
Okay,
so let me be honest.
So I would say handball is a mixture of all these other sports that we generally know. Like, I would describe it this way. It's like five-a-side, soccer five-a-side?
Yes, I know five-a-side.
But played with hands.
Right, okay.
Yeah, so you actually have the goalposts both sides, and you're going to have players inside. Like, it's not 5 now, it's 6 players inside and a goalkeeper.
Okay.
So you'd have something like that.
You use your hand, but different from basketball.
Yeah, you can still dribble like basketball.
You dribble and can you use your foot?
No. Okay. So because it's handball, hands allowed.
Hands allowed only.
Yeah. So just like soccer, it's only feet allowed in the head. Same with handball. It's from your waist upwards is allowed.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you do have a components of basketball in it. You have components of even rugby, as in like our movement gets to have sidestepping. So the reason, or I would say, handball is a little bit more difficult than most of these other sports. Is it combines everything.
Okay. Wow.
You just don't have to be very good with your footwork or very good with your hands. You have to be very good with both.
Right. So let's go back to Zimbabwe because we're in Cape Town, we're in Delft.
Yeah.
What brought you then to South Africa and when?
I wouldn't call myself like I was very smart, but I was a little bit above average. So I did quite well.
Please, if you're very smart, claim it.
No.
So we shouldn't always, I always tell people, very smart. I have sisters who are very smart. I was above average. So, and I'm okay.
So yeah, unfortunately, my dad passed away just about when I was going to high school. So we couldn't afford to send me to varsity. Right. So, and my mom had moved here just to try to make ends meet for us. And then she told me, like, you know what, if you come to South Africa, there might be actually better opportunities as far as studying is concerned. And I always wanted to be a chemical engineer since day one. Since I knew about wanting to be something, I knew I wanted to be a chemical engineer.
And handball chemical engineer. No,
yeah. So yeah, 2010, packed up my bags and I was like, Mom, I'm coming. I really need to have this degree in my bag. And I didn't have anything else to think of how I'm going to live my life except being a chemical
How old were
engineer.
you then?
I was 19, turning 20 that
so you were
year.
just a young adult.
Yeah. I got here in February and things didn't turn out
The way you had.
Yeah, and even for her, she hadn't even done that much research on how much it actually cost here. Only to find out that it actually costs just as much as it does at home. So I had to re-strategize, you know, had to start to work.
Right.
To some extent, forget handball, forget you want to go to
Chemical
varsity
engineer.
and all that. Just try to survive. And yeah, it was really hard. It was really, really hard. It's a place where if I get to think about it, like, you know, life is not fair. But yeah, you know.
So very hard for you. So because you're still young, I believe. What has that shown you in terms of what you value most in life? What are the three things for you? Because in terms of you've come here, used to live in the rural area with your grandmother, went to school, lost your dad, had to come and join your mother. The reality was different. Chemical engineering, maybe not possible. What do you value? What are the three things, based on that experience? Because I know there's a lot there. And time will not permit us to ask. What are the three things that you value most in life?
Yeah, well, the biggest thing would be family, and number two would be learning, and number three, weird as it might sound, Africa.
No, it's not weird. I'm the same. We need to value and appreciate.
I'm a very family orientated person. I think that's why I decided to do what I do now, and getting to be where I am is because I love learning. I research. I'm okay being the dumbest person there is in the room just so I can know things. I'm fine with that. And biggest of all, I have had time to go to places like Zambia, Mozambique, and I've seen a lot of opportunities that, Africa's potential that Africa has. And I want to be one of those people that take it to that place where it's not just potential we see. So, So let me go. In the month of July, we normally celebrate Mandela Day and Mandela Month, which, Mandela stood for education, for
things regarding serving, serving humanity.
Yeah.
What does Mandela Day or Mandela Month mean to you personally?
Mandela Day means a lot to me. It's, he symbolizes exactly what I'm trying to even build for my own family. Like, it's not just, he's from Zimbabwe, he's from Zambia, we're African, and as long as I'm in Africa, I'm responsible for the very place that I'm living in, the development, everything about it. The day itself symbolizes that. Having a Mandela Month for me now feels like we're belittling that. It's supposed to be a Mandela entire life.
Every day.
If we say a month now, we're like, okay, we just need to be good for a month and that's it.
I like that. I know, but then we just celebrate all this special. But you're right. You're very right.
But it's actually something that pushes me. I'm like, those are the people that I actually look up to and say, if these human beings like that, I can be like that too.
Right. Yeah. Before we go on break, what I want to ask now, let's go on to Thunderbolts.
Yes.
Academy.
Yes.
Why the name Thunderbolts? When was it started and how? Why did you start it?
Okay, so Thunderbolts started as just a handball club.
Okay.
The name started from Zimbabwe,
okay.
A club called Thunderbolts Handball Club, like Thunderbolts, like.
I forgot you mentioned you like cartoons. I'm sure you saw it.
Something like that. Yeah. And then from it being a handball club to actually becoming an academy, it was more. We love playing handball. Me and my brothers, all my brothers play handball. We love it that much. So we kind of saw that there's a lot of other things that prevent us from playing handball. We have passion for this sport, but we gotta pay the bills. Family gotta be taken care of. All these other things. And we realize that it's not just us that have these same problems. Everyone that's passionate about all these other things, right? They have all these worries every day. And just because, like I mentioned earlier on, I feel like people like Mandela, Patrick Lumumba, stood for something big. We took it upon ourselves to, let's create a platform where people don't have to really focus much about all these day-to-day things.
The negative things.
Exactly, and push more on their passion. And so we were like, let's just
So when did you start it?
So Thunderbolts started, the club itself started in 2017.
2017.
Expanding into an academy was 2020.
Okay.
Yes.
And what now have you achieved? What activities do you do as an academy?
So as an academy, we are a relief, rehabilitation and development organization. And what I mean by that is we have a relief side where we help with foodstuffs. We have actually reached about 100 families now. And awesome. About 90 girls.
All in Delft?
Yes. Okay. 90 girls that we have given sanitary wear. And then we have the rehabilitation side. The rehabilitation side, we have focused mainly on young girls, teenage pregnancy and, young mothers. Because they get to be more vulnerable. So we have a program called Women in Sport.
Okay.
Yeah, where not only do we teach them handball, we actually provide competitive leagues. Like our team is actually on top of the league right now as we speak in the Western Province.
Okay.
They came third last year.
Wow, well done. Awesome.
So, getting to see girls coming from a place where they feel they have given up just because they are now mothers and turning it back to, what, I can actually do this, I can achieve whatever I want. That's a part of the rehabilitation. And on the development side, yes, we do handball, but we also do life skills. We teach IT, we teach academics, technical skills, mainly stuff that do not require you to be certified to be employable. Like, for example, web designing. We actually have 2 front-end web designers.
Oh.
So they don't really need to be qualified as long as they can do that, and you can see they can do it, you can employ them. We have a graphic designer. All our designs or our posters are done in-house because of that same program. So yeah, we are Relief, Rehabilitation and Development Center. Yeah.
Okay, you know what, Tendai? We'll be right back. Wow, what a journey, Tendai, from Zimbabwe, rural Zimbabwe, to City Harare, then came to South Africa for greener pastures, obviously. But you still didn't tell me the meaning of Tendai.
Okay, Tendai means give thanks.
Okay, give thanks. That's
Yes.
beautiful. But is it just the short form or there's a
Okay,
full?
so yeah. Unfortunately, my grandmother didn't want the full version. It's Tendai Ishe.
That's a full name.
Yeah,
Tendai Ishe.
Yeah, which
Okay.
means give thanks or give praise to the Lord.
Right.
But she wanted exactly that part, Tendai, which just means give thanks.
So it was your grandmother that named you as well?
Yes,
Okay.
yes.
So thank you for sharing your journey so far with Thunderbolts, starting as a handball club to becoming an academy, and the work you're doing with relief, development, rehabilitation. I commend you, especially with women in sport, because more needs to be done, with that. What has been some of the challenges, for you as an organization that is, still relatively new, but doing so much, already in terms of putting back in the community?
Yeah, well, the major, and I think that's almost everyone that's still starting something like this, is resources. Unfortunately, it has been something that we have to run out of our own personal pockets, and donations from here and there. We have actually got a bit of people chipping in, but it's the main problem has been resources.
Okay.
We have a lot of kids that wants the assistance, but we are capacitated to reach as much as we can. And then the second one is a bit of language barrier, but I do understand it. Having to English is not our mother tongue, you see, so having to express something in English, sometimes people don't get to really
get lost.
Yeah, exactly. But we're slowly getting to learn each other, especially in this community. I'm almost okay with.
Right. So, what are your needs as an organization? What do you need? What would, if anyone is listening, out there watching, what would you say are your immediate needs now? Because I know with COVID, a lot of organizations are struggling, funders are struggling, businesses are closing.
Yes,
so there's less money, to go around. So what are your practical needs that can help Thunderbolts Academy right now?
Right now, the major thing that we are focusing on is the life skills. So we need to increase our capacity in helping IT skills. Okay. So we need as much computers as we can. Okay. We're actually using 3 laptops that I own, like personal laptops. I have 5 kids that I'm helping thus far, just because I'm using personal material. I'm just imagining if we had at least 10 machines, we can actually help about 20 or 15 kids. Okay. So the major thing that we want right now, and because of exactly what you just mentioned, everything is tight. We want people to be very sustainable. So the biggest thing is to equip them. And that's the...
Okay. Yeah. So obviously resources, a lot of people as well feel resources is just about cash only. That's why I want to just say, maybe there are ways people could help you in kind, donate the laptop, the computer.
That's exactly what we've been pushing. That's exactly what we've been pushing. I don't want to sound corny when I say this. We're not really worried about the money. We are one of those real guys. We actually want the machines. We want these kids to actually go to a screen and do the coding. We want them to learn to...
You teach coding as
well? Yes.
Oh, wow.
Those are the IT skills
that... new modern, relevant skills that the young
exactly.
people need.
The kids need to go and play. For example, I'm going to give you an example. These ladies that we're talking about, we invited to come play in Intermania World Cup in Italy, Teramo.
Okay.
But I can't do anything about it. I can just sit and watch them cry. Because I can, since I told you resources, I cannot afford, and I'm not saying give us the money and we'll buy tickets. No. If people are there and feel like, you know, they want to push these ladies, not our organization, these ladies, even just one, buy a ticket for that child to go and get exposed to international. You never know what happens for that child.
But have you done fundraising for them? Because that's something you need to probably look into. How do we fundraise them too through the network, you know? So even if the ticket costs 10,000, I don't know, I'm using that as an example, and you fundraise 2,000, employers or businesses or other individuals might be able to say, oh, okay, they've already got 2,000, maybe I can put 200, I can put 100. From there, it adds up.
Yeah, so we're on that stage now. The first thing that we wanted is the community and the world to see that we are not just people that have something in mind and we're saying, come help us what we have in mind. We wanted to show people that we are really about this.
Right.
You know, we have made strides to a point where we are at that point where what lacks is the resource for us to go to the next chapter. So we're at that point now where we're saying we have done all we should do to be accepting, to be having this opportunity. What we need is resources. So what we are going to do now is do all we can to get our own resources before we even talk about someone else. So that's where we are right now.
True, because if you're not, if your foundation is shaky, being able to help others.
You see,
but as a non-profit company, you know you have the opportunity to generate income. So you just need to look for ways of being creative. I can be your consultant.
That would be nice.
To be creative, to generate income, so that way, because some of what you've mentioned, the graphic design, coding, web design, you could run all those from Delft, but for organizations in UK, in US,
that's exactly
in other parts of Africa. So
that's exactly what we are pushing on right now. And
awesome.
I wouldn't want to say, unfortunately, we're still young, we're also still growing. So some of these organizations are not so keen, you know. That's why we needed to build a track record, you know, for you to see that, you know what, if
they're credible there.
Exactly. So we are there now where, you know, we have managed to meet someone like Mama K, who saw what we are doing and was like, yeah, you know what, we can sit down with these boys. So that's exactly where we are now, where we're trying to show the world that, you know what, we're not one of those, you know, talk.
Yeah, it's about action.
Yes.
So let me now go on to, we'll probably short back. You know what? We'll be back. Tendai, obviously Thunderbolts Academy is a new organization that's still created a portfolio for itself, and their needs and resources, like you said, but you've got a lot of capability within you, which are your strengths, you know, that you could use, you know, out there with the community that you serve. And well done, for what
Thank
you're
you,
doing, and your
thank you,
brothers and
thank you.
everybody supporting your vision. What are some of the key life lessons, though, for you, even as still a young guy, that you will advise somebody who wants to start up or start up a career in chemical engineering, which you didn't do in the end, did you?
No, I did.
Oh,
I
you did. You left that out. I was waiting.
Well, I was also waiting for that moment to actually show people that
Okay.
I am. We are really about this, right? Oh, so after working, I managed to raise money to go and do my national diploma in chemical engineering, and actually worked as a chemical engineer.
Wow.
I left.
So you did do that. Okay.
I actually
I'm
realized.
glad I didn't forget that bit.
I actually decided to leave that field.
Right. Why did you leave?
To do what I'm
You're
doing
doing
right
now.
now.
Why?
Having to
Because it was
sit-
your dream.
Exactly,
Doing that.
having to be there now, sitting with not the executive, but top management, getting to see how companies and sites move, and coming back to the township, because even when I was a chemical engineer, I didn't move to the suburbs. I still stayed in the townships, and also getting to see how there is a very big gap from when I'm at work to when I'm at home, and I cannot even have the same conversation when I'm at home. And not because these people are dumb, no, they are very smart, but the information is not there.
Right.
The opportunities are not there. It just felt like, just like the academy again. I was called for this. I'm that person where if I see a problem, I need to fix it. It's either I don't see it at all, or it was given to me to fix. So that attitude just...
No, I like that. And I just want you to share it, because a lot of people sometimes, we all have dreams, or we all, when we're growing up, what do you want to do when you grow up? A doctor, engineer, whatever, and then you do it or you don't do it, but you actually followed up on it. But your passion and your calling, what you're saying,
Exactly.
is in serving the community and
100.
fixing the problem and putting back. Yes, you might not get the financial reward, that you feel, because like you're saying, you're still using your own money, hustling here and there. But the fact that it is a calling and a passion that is there.
It satisfies inside.
Yeah, and that's
exactly. I don't think
that.
That's exactly what I discovered, that you can have all the money and you can enjoy going out and all that, and God knows I've had my fair share, but it's not as fulfilling as helping someone out, not even materially. I mean, having someone to realize that I can actually achieve all these things. That's more rewarding for me, and I chose that over everything.
So let's go back to the key lessons. So for somebody who wants to, a young person that might want to take up sport, as a career, because like you said, your dad played professionally for the army.
My brother,
your brother,
up to Division 1 actually.
Exactly, and
I actually played for the national team also.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, not did. I still am.
Okay, so we should write that down. Okay, well done, well done. So now you're working on an academy to, raise people up to do more careers. So what key lessons would you advise a young person who wants to go into sport as a career?
And this is not just sport advice.
Okay.
It's just general life advice. And I feel, now personally, I didn't have it. I wish I had someone that told me this. First of all, have a vision, a clear vision, not just, I have a dream, I want to be a chemical engineer. No, if you want to be a chemical engineer, if you want to be a sports person, be very certain that's what you want. And number two, which is the biggest thing, have a plan. From today, like right now, I said I want to be whatever I want to be. So from today up to the day that I am going to be that person, what's the strategy to get to that end goal? And then lastly is consistent, hard work and consistent. It pays off. Do what needs to be done for as long as it takes. You see, there is no exact time frame for as long as it takes. As soon as you put a time frame to it, you're going to get discouraged, demotivated. Already put it at the back of your mind that you're willing to do this for as long as it takes. And then be disciplined to carry out your own plan.
Wow. You are very smart. So don't tell yourself that you're not very smart. You are very smart, because what you've just narrowed down in there, it's so apt. It's so insightful. And I hope, our young people are listening. And like you said, you don't, it doesn't only apply to somebody in career. Like you said as well, you wished you knew this.
Yeah, 100%, 100%.
Hopefully they're listening now, and it's going to help them to work on that.
Yeah, and it still works even if you're older than me. Hey,
exactly.
You need to have a vision, a plan, and be disciplined enough to follow your plan. Yeah. Simple as that.
Yeah. Okay. Now I'm going to ask my final question. Obviously you're using sport and handball specifically as a way to develop, rehabilitate, provide relief, for the marginalized community, people who struggle with unemployment, poverty. You mentioned teenage pregnancy, those who have had children. What other social issues are you passionate about? And you mentioned it, and I'm glad that you mentioned it, that I like to fix problems. So what are the solutions, to that social issue? So I want to know what social issue, and what would you think are the solutions? Even whether it's going to be you doing the solutions or somebody else, or whether it's practical or not. So what other social issues are you passionate about?
I think the major social issue that we face, not even as young Africans, as Africans altogether. Yes, we are very learned. Let me use that word. We are very learned, but we are not educated at all.
Okay.
The actual information that
the phrase one of my aunts always uses, what you just said there, she always use that phrase, educated illiterate.
Exactly, because we have...
so very learned and, what did you say?
But uneducated.
Uneducated,
yes. Okay. Yes, so we have a lot of people that have skills, that have the abilities, but we lack the actual implementation. Africa has all the resources. Not just resources, we've been talking about this story for many years now. It actually has the technical ability, the skills, we have it. The only thing that we don't have, and which we are not taught at school, is to be our own business people, our own entrepreneurs, our own creativity. And it works in the mind. We need to change the mindset at child level. And that's the solution for me right there.
Right.
We need to teach kids to be their own brands, to be an own company as an individual. We cry about crime, we cry about drug abuse, we cry about all these little things. For me, they are little things. Why do I call them little things? It's because if we teach a child that they are a brand, right? All the way to when they become a teenager, they know their value. So if I know that I want to be a sports person, and I know even if I'm not talented, I can work towards being a sports person and actually achieve it, I'm not going to do drugs. Because I know when I go to IX for soccer trials, they're going to do medicals. So I'm not going to do drugs. You see, so we have already eliminated drugs without even focusing on drugs. So I feel we need to educate, not give information. Yeah, quadratic equations are very nice. I love them. Calculus, I love it. But the social quotient, like getting to let Africans know that You don't just have to be a worker. You can create your own. That information needs to be there. Everyone needs to, and I think that's the only solution to everything, including corruption.
I agree. I completely agree. Well, this is all we've got time for, I'm afraid. And,
this has been wonderful.
We are going to be back because we want to hear the stories from your other brothers who support you, some of the people you work with, and to see, so we will be back. Will you welcome us?
Wonderful. That would be wonderful. Yeah, our home is your home. We're African like that.
Exactly. And I commend you for what you're doing. And as somebody who migrated from another African country, you migrated with the hope of greener pastures, but now here you're actually putting back and helping to impact lives, that maybe, would not be impacted. So even if it's one person, two people, the lives that you're touching, I believe you're already doing a lot, to just promote social cohesion, promote love, promote unity, So thank you. And I honor you for what you're doing. I know there's still more work, that needs to happen.
True.
And you've mentioned, your needs, there, and I hope we can get anyone out there who might be able to support. We definitely will want to have further conversations with you and see where there can be, synergy, to say, okay, yeah, we're doing this. Okay, can we not collaborate? Because that's what we all need now.
Exactly.
That's what we need.
Well, sport tells us that, teamwork.
Exactly.
The best team wins because of teamwork.
Exactly.
Yeah,
so I salute you, Mr. Tendai. Well done for what you're doing, and I salute all the Thunderbolts Academy team who are working with you behind the scenes, making you to achieve your dreams in one way or the other, the donors, the funders, be it one-off they've given you or those who continue to help you, each day. So we are grateful for the opportunity.
We are very much grateful to those people. Yes, we are very much so.
So in closing, I would love you to just say a few words of encouragement to young people, South Africans, Zimbabweans, Malawians, I don't know, whoever you want to speak to in sport, engineers or anybody. I want to speak to them directly.
Well, love to learn. The only way you can grow, be better, stronger, wiser, just love to learn. If you have a learning attitude, I think you can go anywhere you want, you can fit anywhere you need to, and you can be whoever you want, as long as you love to learn. Just love to learn. That's all there is for me.
This man is a very clever man. He should be teaching at Harvard. Very waffling. People like me now, who my sons go, Mom, okay, what are you trying to say? Don't go, da. So you summed it up, they love to learn. Thank you for the tips you shared, about having a vision, having a plan, having a strategy, being consistent. There was so much, that you did, you shared there in terms of life skills. And I'm hoping, and this is one request from me to you, is you start identifying young boys as well that you can start mentoring now. So what you shared there, even though you might feel, oh, what have I got? What have I achieved? No, you already, it's in there. So you could start looking for young, the boy child, especially with what we hear about South Africa with the, gender-based violence. Men are struggling. We focus too much on the girl child. We need to start doing more for the boy child.
True.
So you need to start finding young boys for you to mentor, in terms of what you're saying that, oh, okay, this could be the young Tendai here now. How can I instill, him understanding or having a vision, having a plan? Because if I go vision, what's that? Yeah. So, but how can you start? Some of the people you work with, it doesn't need to be a formalized mentorship. That's why I tell people it could be an informal one. And you should as well look for people.
Yeah, I was about to look at the camera and say, yeah, I need a mentor too.
No,
yeah. Sure. Yeah.
Exactly.
Like I said, I love to learn, so as many as I can get.
Also. So thank you. And I could go on and on, but I think we got to give it a wrap. And you've heard Tenda, E2 needs a mentor. So if there's anybody out there that feels that something, there's value they can add, to what he's doing and his vision and his calling to serve, through what he's doing, please reach out to us. We will be sharing the details as well at the end, so you can reach out to them directly and or reach out to us as well. Well, that's all we've got time for today on Impact Africa. Till next time, this is Mama K signing off, saying stay safe, stay blessed. Remember, God is love, and
cheers, peace.
Peace, cheers.